What's up, Weight Train family? I'm John, and today we are going to take you through the Weight Train top 8 cutting foods.
3, 2, 1, 0, 0.
Alright guys, so we are going to be covering the top 8 recommended foods that I have for you when you're cutting. When you're cutting, you got to realize that your overall calories are coming down. We still want to keep protein high, we still want to keep fats at least adequate, but we're really probably going to be dropping the carbs. And what that means is you're going to be taking in less calorie dense food, so you won't be going out and getting pizza and stuff like that. But you can still eat a lot if you do things the correct way, like if you do salads or certain fruits. And so I'm going to be taking you through that to show you guys how you can kind of set up your diet to make cutting as enjoyable as possible. So first, I'm going to introduce you guys to what I call the food triangle. You might have heard of the food pyramid, but I'm going to go over the food triangle. At the top, we're going to put protein. Bottom right, carbs. Over here is going to be fats. Pretty much what this is most foods in nature, so like whole foods, like something you could go out and actually find that haven't been processed, are going to be somewhere on the outside of this triangle. What that means is, for example, we might look at like beans. Beans are going to be primarily carbs and protein. There's almost no fat in beans, so they'd be somewhere in the middle. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through and show you where these foods land, so that when you say, okay, John, I'm trying to build my diet and I need some extra carbs and some extra protein in this next meal, well, then I could be like, boom, beans, we figured it out. So to get us started, the first food that I'm going to recommend when you're cutting is berries. This could be strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, doesn't really matter which one, but berries are very much filled with water. So when you eat them, you're going to not only get hydrated, but you're also going to get full. They're full of vitamins and minerals, antioxidants, vitamin C, and berries are primarily carbs. So I'm going to put berries right here. They are great to add into smoothies, into oatmeal, or even just have them by themselves as a snack. The next food we're going to get into, the second food, is going to be potatoes. And this can be any type of potato. It could be sweet potato, russet potato, Idaho potato, I don't care, potato. If it's a potato, it's going to be extremely high in potassium, way higher than bananas. Yes, there are carbs in potatoes, but the amount of carbs in a potato is going to fill you up way more than carbs from anything else. They actually did studies on this. You can go Google it, look at satiety indexes. Potatoes rank the highest. What that means is 100 calories from potatoes is going to fill you up more than just about 100 calories from any other food. Potatoes, they are also somewhere along this matrix of almost all carbs, but they do have some protein in them. Not much, not that you're going to really track that to like get your protein, but it will add up if you're doing a lot of potatoes over time. Next on our list, this is going to be a vegetable, is spinach. Now you can do raw spinach, especially if you're towards the later stages of a diet and you don't have many calories. You can just do a giant bowl of spinach. That's going to help fill you up, fill up your stomach, get you some vitamins and minerals, but not break the bank on calories. Spinach is a very, very healthy food. Definitely something that should be in your diet year round, but especially when cutting. You can also cook spinach. You can steam it, microwave it if you're running low on time. Get like some frozen spinach and microwave it. Frozen spinach has just as much, if not more, nutrients than fresh spinach. So don't ever be afraid to do frozen foods. And spinach, it is going to be like Popeye, Popeye the Sailor Man. It's going to be a lot of protein and carbs. So it's going to be somewhere right in the middle. And by a lot, I mean it's makeup. It's not actually that high. Like you might get a couple grams of protein, a couple grams of carbs, but it's right in the middle. They're split about even on spinach. Next on our list, we're going to get into the proteins. I like specifically the sprouted Trader Joe's brand of tofu. There is another one that you can get from Walmart that I think is the Soya brand. They're the same exact thing, just a different label on the front. I'm going to put both of those up on the screen so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. But that spinach, extremely high in protein. In one block, there's about 70 grams of protein, almost no carbs. So this is great for when you're cutting. You could take your tofu, add in some spinach, add in some potatoes, and there you go. You have your protein, your carbs, and a little bit of fat. So tofu, almost no carbs. There is some fat, but a lot of protein. So it's going to land right up here. If you didn't know that, wonderful food for cutting, fills you up, full of, again, vitamins and minerals. And if you check out the studies, some soy protein has been shown to improve heart health over time, or at least correlate with populations such as China that eat a lot of tofu and not as much other meats and other processed foods, with having a greater quality of life and a greater quantity of life, as in you're going to live longer. So definitely something to check out if you haven't tried before. Next on our list, we're going back to carbs and we're doing oats. Oats is one of the interesting ones that's actually going to fall inside this triangle because it's primarily carbs. There is some protein and there is a little bit of fat. So we're going to put oats right here. It's not really sure where it wants to be. It's not on the outside, but oats are great. Oats have a lot of fiber that's going to help with consistency as far as going to the bathroom and stuff like that, especially when you get later on into a cut and you're not taking in many calories. They're going to help with that, but what they do a great job at is filling you up. You can eat a bowl of oatmeal, throw in some sort of protein, and then maybe like some berries, and then you are going to be full for hours. Oats do a great job of this. They're extremely versatile. You can do so much with oats. You can make regular oatmeal. You can make overnight oats if you want to take it cold to work. You can make granola. You can take them and throw them in a smoothie. So oats are, there's no reason not to use oats. They're one of the cheapest foods out there as far as the calories you get, and they are full of vitamins and minerals. So definitely stick with oats. Next on our list, I kind of jumped into this with the oats, is going to be protein powder. If you get a good protein powder, like a pea protein isolate, or if you don't want pea, you could do soy protein isolate or even whey protein isolate. It's going to be almost entirely protein. So protein powder, great thing to add into your diet, especially when you're cutting. If you're trying to do like 4 meals a day, but you know you're going to be at work for a few hours and you don't feel like you have the energy to take anything else with you, throw a couple scoops of protein powder in a shaker cup, boom, take that with you. At least you're getting your protein in. You could always add in some berries and some oats to make that a little bit more of a complete meal, but protein powder is definitely almost like a life hack for when you're cutting, because you do want to keep your protein high. I would say don't go under a gram per pound of lean body weight when you're cutting. If you can go a little higher, that would be even better, but definitely add in protein powder. All right, we're on to number 7. This is going to be another fat. So when you're cutting, you're probably going to keep your fats about the same as when you're bulking, but you're not going to have as many of the carbs. So we want to have our fats from things that are going to fill us up. We don't want to really, when we're cutting, do a ton of peanut butter, a ton of nuts, stuff that's going to be super easy to get a ton of calories in. We want to, spread that fat out. Let it fill us up instead of just make us crave more. So that is going to be avocados, and they're kind of right here. There is a little bit of protein, a little bit of carbs in an avocado, but it's almost primarily fat. And that is going to be a great thing to add to your diet. You could do, like my last meal of the night is kind of fat heavy, protein heavy, but almost no carbs. I do exactly tofu, avocado, and spinach. Fills me up, keeps me full throughout the night. Avocados, tons of good fats. You want to have healthy fats in your diet. They are essential for hormone production. They are also essential for healthy skin. So throwing in stuff like avocados, it's only going to make you healthier. It's going to make the cut feel better, and you can get creative with those as well. I just chop them up and throw them in my tofu plate. You can make guacamole. You can make all sorts of stuff with avocados. It tastes wonderful. If you still have some room for some toast in your diet, you can make avocado toast just like everybody does. Final thing, it's going to be on the weight train top 8 cutting foods, is going to be either flax seeds or chia seeds. I'm giving you the choice. You can do the research. I personally go with flax seeds. They're a little bit cheaper. I think maybe like 1% healthier, but they are both another great food as far as getting in healthy fats. Again, when you're cutting, you do want to keep some fats in just to stay healthy, to keep your hormones running the way they should be. So flaxseed, chia seeds, I'm just going to write seeds, and they are interesting. They're kind of in the middle of our food triangle. They have fats, they do have some protein, they have a little bit of carbs, mostly coming from fiber, but seeds definitely should be in your diet. And how would you use them? Well, you can make a smoothie. You want to get them blended up. You don't really want to eat them like raw. They're not going to digest as well. They have these thick husks on the outside. So throw them in a smoothie, throw them in oatmeal when you microwave it or cook it on the stove. And that's a great way to get some fats, proteins, and carbs into your diet. So guys, I hope this video has been helpful. I hope it shows you kind of, how you can look at a diet and see like, okay, what do I need to add to help make this meal? And you can kind of start looking at the nutrition labels, and if you see something has if you're not sure where it lands on this, you can kind of do the math yourself. If you look at, let me take a food that's not on here. Let's go with pasta. If you look at pasta, it's going to have 1 or 0 grams of fat, like 40 grams of carbs per serving, and like 7 grams of protein. So you would already know there's no fat, there's a lot of carbs, just a little bit of protein. Pasta is going to end up right around in here. So if you wanted to add pasta to your diet, you'd have to find a spot in your diet that is okay to add some carbs, but pretty much nothing else. So guys, I hope this has been helpful. If you have any questions, if you want to know where your food lands on here, if you want to see a different video to go into this a little bit more in depth, please reach out. This is going to be part 2, and we are going to go into part 3 next, which is going to be the bulking. So stay tuned for that video. All right, guys, thank you for watching. Make sure you click the like and subscribe button. Take care.
1, 0, 0.